Eyes of the Night is a book of 17 short stories, mostly about our social, economic, and political problems, as the titles like Unemployment, Expensive Lawyer, and the Trial of a Poor Man and Trial of a Rich Man suggest. The first 16 stories are straightforward realism and very easy to understand, but the 17th entitled story is on a higher artistic plane. It is what we call a surrealistic story, which is also allegorical. That is, the action takes place as if in a dream, and like in a dream, you have to interpret what the characters and events symbolize. A man suddenly wakes up to find himself naked and in total darkness, and all he can see is a pair of starry and scary eyes staring at him. And naturally, he takes to his heels, trying to get away from the eyes, only to find there is no hiding place from them. Well, one interpretation in the Nigerian context is that the eyes symbolize corruption, and the naked man is a young Nigerian, suddenly thrust into the world, naked of any experience, after his moral and religious training at school. Of course, such a story is usually open to all other types of interpretation. Images of Light is a collection of poetry, possibly as many Nigerians haven't seen of recent. Many people have in fact given up on poetry, believing it must always be obscure and esoteric. That is too hard, if not impossible, for the average person to understand. But when they read this collection, they may be able to rediscover the joy of rhyme and rhythm in poetry, on subjects and feelings that range the gamut of universal human experience, like love and other basic human experiences. This is what Images of Life is all about, and it is the kind of poetry, again, that anybody in the population can universally relate to, because we have all experienced love, and we have all experienced joy and disappointment, and we are all affected by the current state of the world, like the environment and things like that. And this is what this book is all about. for a writer to be able to write at will about life and people in a way people can generally identify with and relate to, it may be necessary for he himself to be in regular everyday contact with these experiences. I've been practicing medicine for many years now, and I will continue to do so for some years yet, because it keeps me in touch with the general population and their everyday experiences. It also helps if a writer is married with a family, because the ups and downs of family life are usually one experience that the whole population shares. I am married, and I have been for quite a few years now, and it sometimes enables one to see things through a most unusual angle. For example, a magazine had carried junk headlines about me not long ago, and I would never even have known of it but for my wife. For everywhere she's gone for days after, her friends and colleagues of the same gender had been waving the magazine and the headlines at her. There had been other headlines, but strangely enough, they had never shown her this. But now, with my male friends, it was the exact opposite. Some of them had seen the junk headline and hadn't even told me anything about it. So, I possibly may never have known, but for my wife and our friends of the same gender. I also have children, a boy and two girls. And they, in their own way, also keep me in touch with the new trends in thought and manner in our society. For example, I had been wondering how their language and manner had become so Americanized, till I sat and watched late afternoon television with them one day and discovered it was full of American programs.